Welcome back, YTPC. This is part two of Custom Blends Day. And this is a blend for my friend Kane. And he said he wanted something that reminded him of Ireland. So, okay, so an Irish type blend. And we talked about the ingredients and put it, we talked about some blenders. And he says, I really like that. I'm excited to try it. And he says, I'd really like it for it to be topped with an Irish whiskey and pressed. Okay, so it'll basically be a reserve blend, and I'm good with that. And we talked about a couple of Irish whiskeys to get, and the first one that struck my eye was Redbreast because I wanted to try it for a while. But here in rural South Carolina, we do not have an extensive collection of better quality Irish whiskey. So I said, well, why don't you order it for me? So I went to pick it up this morning, and he says, I got you a bottle of Redbreast, but it's 149 bucks. And I said, can I get the full experience? And he said, what full experience? I said, I want you to put a mask on and point a gun at me. If you're going to rob me, I want the full experience. And he laughed and said, yeah, we thought it was a little ridiculous too, but in South Carolina, it's ABC stores. You don't get discount liquor anywhere. So you grin and bear it. Okay, well, I really didn't want to put $149 whiskey on this. And he says, well, we did a tasting. I've got some things and you can try them. And I found an Irish whiskey that I really thought would go well with this blend. So I thought we'll try that and put it together. So we're back. What you don't see in between the videos is the changing of the bowls, the wiping everything down with alcohol preps. I go through a lot of alcohol preps and wipes to get stuff cleaned back up and sterilized and ready to go. But here we are. So we'll get started on this blend. The first ingredient is dark fired Kentucky because Kane wanted it a little stouter, and we can certainly make that happen for him. And I was really excited yesterday. Emerson Southern Forge got a lot of great attention yesterday. Brad the Bearded Piper. If you haven't been to his channel, it is really something worth watching. And he got a box from me from some blends that he picked out from the blend list. And he was very excited about it and talked a little bit about the blends and asked people to come this way. And I was like, how very thoughtful of him. At Noah's House did a review on Meteora, the blend that I made for Pipe and Tamper, and that's running line now. Mike and Jay graciously agreed to say, hey, we could really make this open line for you, Jim. We think a lot of people will like it. The people that have gotten it so far, I'm getting good reviews on it, so we'll see. And we'll go from there. But it is running line now. And if you happen to go to the Muletown Pipe Show, there will be 10 to 12 jars of Meteor at the pipe show at Papa Bear Pipes table. So if you stop by the Muletown Show, stop by Papa Bear's Pipes because he's going to have some of the Emerson Southern Forge ones. Not a big quantity of it, but some of them. So, and you can talk to Tim and get a great pipe from Tim. So please feel free to stop by. Back to Kane's blend. So the next ingredient, he did want cigar leaf. He was very intrigued by what I had to say about Legero. So we're going to put a little Legero into his blend and see what we can do. And I'm desperately trying to keep it out of my keyboard today, which I have been unsuccessful at in my last 4 blending videos. And my keyboard is tired of being air blown out. So I've covered it with wax paper. If I get it on there today, probably won't hurt anything. So we've got some Legero ones. So we've got Dark Fair Kentucky Legero. And I went back and forth about the Virginias that I wanted in this blend. And I think because of, with Legero and Dark Fired Kentucky and some of the other ingredients coming up, I wanted something that was a little lighter and brighter. So I went with Bright Virginia, which I think is going to be an excellent fit in this. And then because I wanted something a little sweeter to play into it, I also, we're going to put some long cut here in about 10 seconds. So we're going to put some long cut in. So long cut and Bright Virginia. And then we're going to put a little dark burley in because I really like how dark burley plays. And I think that will be excellent in this blend. Pairing with this particular Irish whiskey. And I don't like to say, because I really don't want to offend any of these fine liquor makers of what I'm using. If you want to know, you can ask me. Um, but I don't like to say simply because, you're putting a perfectly good whiskey, wine, rum on pipe tobacco. Yeah, I am. And you'd probably like to stop me if you knew where to find me. But no, I'm going to put it on there anyway. Okay, so next up is a little dark burley to go in this blend. And one of the things I've talked about kind of ad nauseum is how well dark burley and Perique go together. I just think that they make an exceptional pairing. And I think in this, with this particular Irish whiskey, that it's going to be an excellent pairing with this. And with the dark burley, and because I'm peculiar in my ways, I always try to put Perique and dark burley in one after the other, because I like for them to kind of stick together a little bit. I know that sounds weird. And we're not putting a ton of Perique in this. In fact, I've hit the mark without even really trying. Pretty good. Okay, so Kane, if you're watching, we're building this blend. And we've got it up. And I've got this in a bigger bowl this time because I am going to spray it live while I'm filming here, so that I can check the tin note to make sure that the whiskey pairs well with this. I'm liking the tin note on this because I really like everything in it is what I consider to be a top flight flavor. I'm completely enamored of Legera and Criolla, just like I am with Blind Monkey and Glasgow Magistrate and Sumatra Seco. I think the cigar leaves are just something different. And everybody that's tried Blind Monkey and Glasgow Magistrate, and Parsimonious Piper did a wonderful review on Sumatra Seco, and it's not what you expect. It's really something special. So, okay. So we've got it mixed up. It's in a much larger bowl. And the reason I put it in a much larger bowl is because when I put the topping on it of the Irish whiskey, I want to be able to blend it effectively, so I use a little bit larger bowl. You don't get the great camera angles on it, but really, quite frankly, I'm not good enough to give you a great camera angle. If you're looking for a Franco Zeffirelli or, Kurosawa camera angle on this, you're just not going to get it. So, all right. So let's take out our Irish whiskey. And I do use little spray bottles. So, no, I do not want squirt. I want spray. And it's like a mist. Okay, not, you're not trying to drown it. It is of my opinion, and my opinion only, that when you're putting a topping on, if you've got a puddle of anything at the bottom, you've drowned it. You've absolutely drowned it. And I am really liking how this Irish whiskey plays on this blend. And I think, Kane, you are really, really going to like it. And this one is called Kinverra, because that's another County Galway location. It's a city in County Galway, and there's a castle there. I apologize for anyone from Ireland that's watching. I should know more of your history. I should know more of your locations because I use your towns and cities and villages so frequently, but I don't. Okay, I think one. I think we've got it now. Well, I think this is really something special. So we're coming up on the 9-minute mark. So again, huge thank you to Kane for coming to me and suggesting this blend. A huge thank you to Bearded Piper at Noah's House, Parsimonious Pipers. I just can't say thank you enough. I really appreciate that you like what you're doing. And when I come back for part 3, we'll talk a little bit more. And we'll talk about the next video. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed part 2. And in about 15 minutes, I'll have part 3 and start filming it. Got to clean up. I've made a mess. Thanks a lot. Smoke what you like. Don't let anybody tell you different. We'll talk to you later.